Anyway, welcome to Foam Fight Like a Girl. We are with the Belegarth Medieval Combat Society, which is a national organization that has groups all across the country. No matter where you're from, you can look up on belegarth.com and find a local realm or chapter or unit fighting around you. It's free. They usually play at the parks in any city across the country. Find the one closest to you. We have actually, over the years, gathered quite a big female fighting population. Not just female non-coms or females that just want to come and role play, but actual serious fighters that are amazing on the field. And so we're really excited to bring some of those fighters here to talk about our game with you guys. If you want more information or if you want to find a place around you, go to belegarth.com. I think I already said that. And we will start with introductions of our panel. We'll start over here.
All right, so y'all hear me? All right, good. Big into the mic. Okay. So my name is Allie, and I don't know why I put the middle part there, just to be official, I guess. Kramer, but my fighting name, or the pseudonym that I use when I'm playing the game, is Roca, so R-O-C-C-A. Only one is actual chocolate. Anyway, she's not that sweet. I'm not that sweet. It's true. So I am actually twins with Acorn over here to my right, and we began, getting your intro for you, we began fighting when we were about 13 because the older brothers of some of our good guy friends played this game, and so we began at that time.
So we've been doing this now for over a decade each, and yeah, so I guess that's a good one. I'm Shannon, or Acorn. I actually also own a business related to sword fighting because I ended up liking it so much on accident, as I'm sure you understand because you're at Geek Girl Con. You really end up liking what you're passionate about. So yeah, so it's something that goes all ages, starts young, and is applicable into adulthood. Belegarth is. Yep.
Hola, I'm Angela Garcia. I've been fighting Belegarth for about 3.5 years, and I just got into a group called Darkarth, which is, well, it started out as a cross gaming between Belegarth, which is strictly fighting and awesomeness, and a group called Darkhawk, which is a full LARP. They haven't met in the middle, so Darkarth is now like LARP light.
And where is that? Because that's actually
that is here in Seattle. Volunteer Park, Woodland Park, got a couple of parks here. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, do that. Yep.
Hello, my name is Cristina Morales. You can call me Gaia. I've been fighting for about 9 years now and was recruited during my undergraduate degree at Illinois State University. There's a really hot guy dressed as a knight.
Yeah, you bet.
And I walked up to him and just got interested, and I'm still here. And
gone.
things are going well. And ask me any more questions if you'd like after the panel.
My name is Jamie Blankenship, and my sword fighting name is Cypress, like the tree or the country or the hill. And I originally started back at Iowa State. There's a lot of organizations that start out on college campuses, and it just gives you, shows you how national it is. And I traveled out west. I live in Oregon now, and I just visited cross country sword fighting and kind of picked where we wanted to live based on sword fighting groups. So that kind of shows you, it actually is pretty, yeah, it happens a lot. And I've been fighting for about 8 years, and I specialize in Florentine, which is 2 swords, and sword and board and archery. And so you'll see kind of the different fighting styles in our videos and stuff like that. And there's also spear, Florentine, there's a lot of different weapon types that Belegarth uses, and in folk fighting in general.
And my name's Mary Schaffner. I'm a high school teacher in Utah. And I've been doing LARPing since 1994. I started with Belegarth about 13 years ago. We were actually at a festival trying to promote our own live-action role-play game that my husband and I and some friends had already written and had been running, and then we ran into these Belegarth people, and they had these awesome swords that you could hit people as hard as you wanted, like seriously aggro fighting, and it was a lot of fun. So we actually ended up stopping doing our business and really went full-time. My husband makes armor and helmets and things for other live-action role-play games and fighting fighting groups, and so we're just kind of all enmeshed in this now, and you know, it kind of becomes a second family to you. So it's been a lot of fun. There have been a lot of changes, and it's really cool because the people all kind of stay the same, which is good. So we would like to introduce you a little bit more to the fighting that we do. So we've got a short video to show you with some of our fighters.
Yeah, so what I'm about to show you is taken with GoPro footage. Yeah, so first person view, the music is optional.
And this is actually from the second largest now, because another event got huge in attendance, but event west of the Mississippi called Chaos Wars. Okay.
Hopefully it's not too loud. It's really hot, by the way. It's like 105 degrees. Yeah.
So that's Mary's husband right there. Just shield back.
If we didn't mention it, is full combat.
Sportsmanship is a big part of the game. It's another thing we'll see here, helping people up if you do smash them down. We don't have time to explain that.
Believe it or not, safety is first.
Yeah, that actually is a good point. All of these weapons that you see on the field, anything that goes on the field has been checked, especially at the national event, before it's allowed to go on the field. So we know for a fact, good God, that's her husband. So we know for a fact that these things don't have cores exposed. There is enough foam all the way around. If you're going to be swinging it that hard, you need to be able to back it up with the knowledge that it's going to sustain the hit, and we're not breaking each other's bones. So that is a good point, that everything that you see on that field has been checked.
And that's one of the reasons they can fight so hard and do things like shield bashes and, you know, hit full force, is because the weapons are made in a very safe manner and, as they said, are checked before every single event, usually every day, because wear and tear, you know, as you fight really hard during the day, you don't pay a lot of attention, and so we always make sure that we have people who check all of the weapons and things like that. So a little bit more about the history of Belegarth. Rocco, did you take that?
I'll totally take that. So Belegarth is one of many organizations. Y'all hear me? All right, go. No. No? Belegarth is one of many organizations, and you can actually see a number of them on the bottom of these pictures right here. We put the websites of a couple different ones. We want to give everybody all sorts of options to get involved in foam fighting in general. If you don't like the super punchy aspect of our game, then you can play one that's a little more on the role play side. So Belegarth began in 2000. It split off of another game called Daggerir, which is very popular in the East Coast. And both games split off in the 70s from another game called Amfgard, which is from an SCA, which if you've ever gone to Renaissance fairs or know someone who's in the society.
Anybody raising your hand?
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Great. Because I'm just throwing things out here.
It's not a games.
Yeah, a lot of games. If you've ever met anyone who does Society for Creative Anachronism, they are into recreating the Renaissance, and they get very into the historical accuracy and the combat using historical armor, and some college kids in the 70s who couldn't afford the armor decided to start doing it with foam weapons, and that kind of spawned the entire foam fighting game genre. And Belegarth itself is one of the unique games in the fact that it focuses more on the fighting and less on the roleplay aspect, but it's not unique in the fact that we use safety for padded weapons, we use a hit system, so if you get hit in your limb, that's a point, basically lose it, you have to put it behind your back, and if you get hit in the torso, it's instant death, and that's very common in a variety of different games.
And epic costumes.
And epic costumes.
Awesome, thanks, Roka. So now we're going to go to Meredith, who's going to give us a little bit of the history of Dargarth, which is a local group. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
local
that's
group here.
based right in Seattle. It originated in Seattle. Dargarth first kingdom because as it's the first. I know we have a couple, another Darkers, I know we have like 2 other kind of fledgling groups getting together out of state, but I don't think they're really off their feet yet. They're still trying to get going. But it was formed 4 years ago. I joined about 2 years ago, and the way that I hear it described is that a bunch of Belegarth people moved up here, but didn't have quite enough people to keep a sustained realm going. And then there was another group called Darkon, which is a LARP. They are very into the roleplay aspect. I know that they do fight. I'm told they do hit somewhat pretty hard, but they figured, why don't we combine these two? Take the very martial aspect of Belegarth, combine it with the LARP aspect of Darkon. And I consider that one LARP light if you're trying to get into the LARP system or figuring out if the boffer fighting is for you. It's a good place to start. We meet most of the time at Volunteer Park near the Asian Art Museum, sometimes at Woodland Park, just to get rotation so that more people can come. But it's just so much fun. The community is very warm. There's almost copy-pasted rule set from Belegarth. Just you got a couple
For combat,
for combat, yeah. Same sufficient force rule where if this hits you and you feel like if this was a real weapon it would have ruined your day, you take that. Yeah. If it glances off, it's like, no, that would have been a paper cut. I'm sorry, light. Yeah, same deal. And then occasionally you have monks running around who can swat arrows out of the sky. As an archer, that makes me angry. Yeah, I see someone shaking their bow. Yeah. Yeah, and then sometimes you have druids all of a sudden throwing an entangle on you and now you can't move. It makes me sad. Yeah, just every once in a while you get things like that, and then you get into straight up field fighting. You get a little bit of both. Awesome. Good time. Good Sundays.
Great, so that one's just kind of a cross of the other LARP games along with the Belegarth. Now one of the distinctions of the Belegarth fighting is that it is mostly geared towards the combat, the on-field combat. And you know, some people have likened it to paintball with swords or playing football with swords. So of course you can expect the same type of injuries, you know, in playing any other type of sport. So Belegarth is more kind of a sport-based combat system, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And then we have, you know, the other groups that also have magic systems and other more LARPing type of role play that you do while you're there, which is one of the distinctions. And so Dargarth is just local right now.
Yes, for now. Yes.
Great.
For now.
So hey, anybody here from Seattle?
Yeah.
Woo! All right, go check out your local park.
Sunday to Volunteer Park.
And do you guys have you know, loader weapons, things like that you can
We just
provide
got a
to
batch.
newcomers?
We just got a batch of loader weapons.
Good. So if you want to try it, and it's free, correct? So just go to the
totally
park.
free. Your first 5 events, you don't even have to wear garb.
Yep.
Just show up in something that you're comfortable wearing. Weather's starting to turn a little iffy, so wear safe shoes
Be ready
and
to be
something.
muddy.
Yeah, get ready to be muddy.
But you guys are probably the type of people that'll show up all decked out in their costumes already. Spent like 3 weeks getting ready for it.
That has happened. I just got a new member. I got my friend from Taekwondo to join, one of my instructors. He showed up in full garb. Oh my gosh. Of what? You're gonna be wearing? Yeah. Oh yeah, like full like wool cloak and yeah, like period, almost period accurate boots is like, that's the hardest part. The footwear is the hardest part. Oh my gosh. But yeah, he put me to shame. I was just yep, I brought him. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, it's Belegarth, we definitely consider Belegarth a sport. Once you get into the LARP, it's like sometimes there's a sport aspect, very competitive, there's a rule set, but then you get the
Other games.
yeah, then you get like, but then in Dargarth and other LARPs, you have class abilities where you pick a class, kind of like a
D&D game.
yeah. I don't play those. Like what is the
It's like character sheets on
something RPG or
Yeah, and we can
Yeah.
go into some of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
afterwards, you have something to
Well,
say.
and one of the things too, you know, that each group has different houses and realms and units. And the ladies that are here today, wait, where are the rest of our Valkyries? Raise your hands. These are our other ladies that play and fight that came here with us today. But House Valkyrie is a house that is for our female fighters. And what this group is for is, you know, to really bring that female fighter to the field, because as we all know in the geek world, and especially, you know, the LARPing geek world, it really is not a lot of females in that background, you know, in the past. But now, as it's coming, the geekdom is coming to the forefront in society even. More females are getting into this, and so we've really tried to put together a group that empowers women in teaching each other and having each other's backs, you know, learning from each other and growing and moving away from, you know, cattiness and the different backgrounds that, you know, females when they get together sometimes have a reputation for being, I'm just going to say. But House Valkyries is an amazing house that these ladies put together. And Gaia, would you tell us a little bit more about it?